Hello and welcome. This is Atul Kalanoria. I'm a neurologist and I'm also Secretary of the Society for Healthcare Innovation. Today with me is Brian Kearns, who is currently head of mergers and acquisition at a multi-billion dollar global medical tech company, where he is responsible for all outside innovation collaborations. Welcome, Brian. And also joining me today is Deepat Anand. He is the one of the managing partners at Sapphire Venture Capitalists and Sapphire Healthcare Ventures. Welcome, Deepat. So the theme and topic today is just a discussion about how we can finance innovation in healthcare. We've during this pandemic, we've seen lots and lots of different ways that innovation has entered into mainstream, with the public getting benefit of a lot of healthcare innovation, especially now with the delivery of the COVID vaccine. And what we're going to talk about is really simplify this for our viewers here and try and understand that if somebody has, say, for example, an idea that they think is innovative and will make a difference, how do they take it from a ground level all the way to the market?
So, Deepa, what was your idea for innovation in healthcare, and what were the first steps for bringing that innovation to market?
Thanks, Brian, and thanks, Atul, for the introduction. I think, very simply put, first, I would like to give you a quick background, although Atul has already covered it a little bit. I've been in finance IT for the major part of my professional career, um, running two dental offices in Central Jersey. I helped run the operations a little bit and looked at the business aspect of it. In that process, what I realized, and that was something which is I call the germ. What is it in the market which is missing? Is how to bridge the gap between a non-dentist owner of a dental office. That was really, which was kind of a problem statement. And the way we bridged it, the gap is by doing Sapphire Healthcare Ventures. So basically, I would say a dental support organization having the two main components, a dentist as a partner and a fund manager as a partner. We divided our work to kind of see where we can get good capital source, right, in kind of seed funding, Series A, B, all which is really required for a startup. And from a dentist, we were getting all the clinical directions aspect of it. So that really brought the whole package together under Sapphire Healthcare Ventures, where identifying the dental. So basically, it's a germ, then a startup, then a ramp up, and then an exit, so to speak.
Great overview. Thanks for that. And as you put it, the germ, that's the idea of how to create value or the unmet clinical needs. So what should the viewers think about as the first steps? What were your first steps in making it more than just an idea and moving it forward towards realizing it?
Yeah. So when you think of a germ, which is your real idea, then you thought, okay, what would be the next step? Would be a startup. So I'm going to call ourselves Sapphire Healthcare Ventures in that phase of a startup firm. 2019 is when we really started putting all the PPM together for investors to take a look at us, put the seed funding in us, and then the deployment of the funds were to really pick the right dental office, the right structure of a hub and spoke model, how we can accomplish that with the expertise of a dentist, obviously sitting in DSO with me, my dentist partner, Dr. Chandan Chadda, and getting now help from Dr. Dharam Tile. We were able to really place it and very creatively solve a business problem and give a solution to the industry, which was really not there.
So, Deepa, that sounds like a fairly innovative way of approaching the traditional DSO models where you have this corporate structure and they're the ones who run the show for the most part. Could you shed some light on how did the patients perceive it? Did they ever see the benefit of the new model that you had proposed? And did you have any first-hand experience of, say, a patient giving you a feedback about how it was run before and how they felt after?
Oh, absolutely. And Atul, from patient care, which is obviously our basic theme, you would always want a one-stop shop. When you walk in, you would want, if you have an endo problem, you have an ortho problem, have just a general dentistry problem, everything should really get solved once you are in. The structure, although very methodically, and I will also give a quick background as to how the Series LLC also helped us put this, was you pick any first proof of concept, right? First dental office acting like a proof of concept. Then you put the second in it, right? And then once you're able to really see that, okay, this proof of concept is working, then you expand it, and you start putting various series together. So although Q1 was more of a planning, Q2, Q3, Q4 were all about putting, like, from one dental office, we expanded to 9 dental offices. And we could also accomplish in those 3 series methodically, giving a proper hub spoke model for within 20-mile radius. Um, all our specialty doctors can go to different clinics. We have, for the patient, we want to make it more seamless for them. So once they are in it, in a dental office, they don't have to leave. All right.
Interesting.
Um,
So to summarize, what you're saying is that because of your hub and spoke model, where you have a central office that's sort of the main intake location for patients, and with some peripheral offices all connected together, and with consultants going from one office to another depending on the need, you were able to not only help your business with making operations easier, you were also able to help patients by essentially not having to look for dentists or specialists, but stay in one office and get that benefit at the point of entry, which is, I think, a pretty innovative way of serving your patient population. So that's excellent.
So, getting things off the ground now that you have the idea, you have the corporate entity and the LLC, as you've explained. Maybe you could talk a little bit about the initial first step in raising money, which oftentimes is referred to as seed funding, SEED, not the letter C, but seed, as in a seed will grow.
You're right. It is when you put a seed in, that's exactly what seed funding is. The way we tackled it is actually from, and there are various participants in any of the seed round, Brian. We can get it from friends, family, incubators. You can really get from venture capitalists, companies as well. They're out there. If the idea is powerful, if the proof of concept is really good, you have yourself out there. There's a proper PPM in place to raise those dollars. You have told the audience that what are the potential risks in this investment. Are you a accredited investor or not? Depending on those areas that you've covered, we launched in Sapphire Healthcare Ventures a proper PPM to raise $5 million in the 3 tranches. And that is where you could see yourself. A seed could vary from just $10,000 all the way to $5-10 million. That's your range, right? And some of the firms will take ages to get to that seed. And some with past experience or a revolutionary idea, which really sells like anything, right? And you put yourself out there to raise the dollars. then you would realize what appetite it has. And in our case, we successfully executed that.
Getting to a little bit more of a detail and helping someone who might be watching with an idea and not quite sure next steps. Corporate structure is something that needs to be determined. Initial funding just to get some cash to be able to do certain things. Once you have that initial funding, what do you recommend as a next step?
So I think a very good point, Brian. Once you have some structural integrity in place, your proof of concept is running, you have revenues that you can basically showcase, a profitability model is established, then I would say, yes, it is a point where like a businessman, if you are putting that cap on, then you would like to grow the business. Now, you really want to change the definition from one state to I want a national presence. I want to advertise it on national circuit, airways you want to hit, all right? So you know that the media, this digital age, we all know how important it is to have your website going, SEO, right? Pay-per-click, all sorts, good Google reviews for capturing the audience sentiments. So all those are already there. The idea would be how and what specific business requirements are. And from seed, yes, you need the next growth for the business, whether the business is self-supporting or you need more funding at that point in time. And if you need more funding, then you go for Series A, Series B, point in time to invite more mature players at a corporate level, right? So they start evaluating the company for you. And I think that's where the differentiation lies. Some companies, seed is good enough. Some companies, you need next round, which is Series A or Series B.
That's a lot of information. There's a lot of experience you bring to the table. One of the things I try to be sensitive to is a healthcare person or someone with a great idea who may not have your financial background or business experience. Who do you think they might want to talk to first?
I think they are incubators. They are funds which are more for startups. They should look for those. The directions are already there. I would say Google is our best friend when it comes to looking around and knowing. But yes, bouncing off the ideas of each other before they even go for more professional help. I would say that just have it on a whiteboard session with your closest, friends and family. Just do one session and see if you are able to check the essential parts. And once, yes, it's past that stage, and you are looking to really, get the ball rolling. That's when, yes, professional help is available, and they should reach out to those guys.
That's great. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Deepith. I think this has been super informative. I'm sure we may have many more sessions with you at, regarding more advanced topics. And as Sapphire grows, we'd love to reach out to you in the future. Brian, thank you for being a great host.